everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your girl SolieSims, and we're continuing our Bloom into Spring build series this week with the Mint Meadows collection. If you can hear the roosters crowing outside, guys, it's very early here. It's just 6 a.m. and I'm just taking this time before I get ready to work for the day to just do my voiceover for this build, because time is of the essence, guys. I'm so busy with so much things coming up this week, so I wanted to try and get it out of the way as soon as possible. So with Mint Meadows here, we have this residence which is occupied by June and Rowan Dugan. And June is a maker, love bug, and a recycle discipline. She is also a crafter, and she works out of her not a garage, guys, her basement. I did do a basement for her, so she produces boxes, ships out stuff, and I think her dream is probably to own a commercial space eventually where she can just craft her items and just have it sent out. And Rowan, he loves the outdoors. He's good and self-assured, and he's a yoga instructor, and he actually does his yoga teachings inside of his garage, which converted into a mini studio, as well as the backyard where they do the meditation exercises. And I imagine he does these classes in the morning. He has morning and evening classes, and of course they're both adults. I wanted a little bit different this time around, because in my last two videos of this series so far, I had both of my Sims as young adults, so I want to start going into the older generation, kind of, right? Anyway, here is the bio. June and Rowan didn't just build a home, they built a promise to each other to live gently, to create mindfully, and to grow a life that feels rooted. Mint Meadow is the little sanctuary for this. And like I said, Rowan does his teaching and June does her crafting, but they're also do-it-yourselfers to the core, and they're often either painting something, looking for wax, going to like the farm and stuff, which is part of one of the builds I'm going to be doing in this community. It's going to be a community build where they source some of this stuff as well. The other part to this story is that every other weekend, Rowan's teen daughter visits, and I imagine she is about like 13 to 14 years old. And Rowan and June have been together for about 7 years total, married for the last 5. They have been trying to have a baby, but it's just not working out for them. They're just having a little bit of difficulty, and this of course causes June to have a very close relationship to Rowan's daughter, and it just, I guess, makes them grow a little bit more, facing the difficulties that they're already and experiencing. In her room, I did make a room for her. She has interest in things like photography and play acting, so she likes to dress up and stuff, like theater stuff. So perhaps that is the type of future that she envisions for herself. So yeah, that's basically their story. Now let's go on to the build. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. It also has the basement and a utility room. I wanted to do something that flows a little bit better for them, because I believe that I think it just kind of suits the type of vibe the most. And the reason why I chose green is because I believe that they feel like green is such a soothing, relaxing color, and it helps flow with energy and calms the mind, and just makes I don't know, like, make you feel more at ease and at peace. So that's what they have here. I did not do the basement on camera. It's something that actually decided after I had done recording. I was like, okay, that's it, and I was just doing some finishing touches to the landscaping, and then I thought, like, I think maybe perhaps she can just do her crafting at her home base. So that's what I did. At first, when I was doing the layout, I wasn't quite sure what it is that I wanted to do, and I started in with walls to separate all those spaces. But I figured, because there's already so many walls for particularly the private areas of the house, why not make the main living area just open and flowy? Like I said, I feel like that would fit their vibes more and make it seem like they're not all closed in and they're expanding their chi, or however it is. I had a little bit of a struggle trying to decide how I wanted to do the guest section of the build, which by that I mean like the guest bedroom, which there is a very small one of, and it's super simple. It's literally just simple furniture. And Rowan's daughter's bedroom, I did not even think of a name for her, but I have an idea of, like I said, the type of personality that she carries. I do some changes aside from that to the layout that you currently see, just towards, because I wanted to make a hallway from the living room into the guest area, as well as create a bathroom. And the space was just too narrow because I did a master bedroom with a master bath and a walk-in closet. And of course, if you have guests, etc., you can't very well have them walk in through your bedroom to use your bathroom, so I felt like you needed to have an extra space. Now, since we're going into the kitchen first, again, I kept it very soft colors, a little bit of some vintage touches as well. And I imagine that rug came from a flea market that June must have gone to, and she fell in love with it. She absolutely needed to have it, so she got it. They do a lot of wood tones and rattan type feel a lot, as well as wooden furniture. I think like that is their go-to for it, and that's what they want to have. I went with a main dining area initially. I wanted to put that space as a kind of like a bucket seating area, but I just couldn't find anything that I liked that I felt that suited their particular style. So I opted for a long wooden table with just stools, and of course there is the bar sitting option where they can probably just sit and chat whilst whoever is cooking, or if they want to have a quick breakfast, or basically whatever it is. And of course, I incorporated green plants, etc. After all, the series is called Blooming into Spring, so I wanted to incorporate plants. And if you know me by now, you know how much I love plants in my bills, so I tend to do that a lot. I put in some shopping items as well, like just for clutter items. I imagine that they probably go to a specialty store as well, just to buy the stuff that they need. The living room, I wanted to do like layered seating, not layered seating, guys, layered rugs. Oh my goodness, this wood was so hard. And I did put in some extra cushions on the sofas as well, but I wanted to make it seem like this is like a super cozy space for them, so I put in like a rattan basket, a straw basket with a folded comforter on top. So I imagine that's what they do basically. They tend to curl up on the sofas, do a lot of cuddles and snuggles, etc. I feel like that is the type of vibe. And of course, June needs to have a day bed where she relaxes with a little, like when they're not actively watching television. And I think like television is reserved for certain nights and weekends, some weekends maybe. So June sometimes just lays on her day bed. She does have a tray that has like her little food items, like her little snacks and stuff that she has, and a mini tablet where she plans and maybe orders items or takes note of what the her clients want as well, because they're not that very heavy into technology, but they do feel like it's important to have, like, I mean, she runs a business, they both do, so they do use this as like an office type space as well. Now initially I wanted to make the small guest room that I did as a dual office space for them, and I mean, in hindsight I probably could have done that and made it more like a like I said, dual space where it can be converted into a guest room with a pull-out couch, etc. when it's not in use. Oh man, now I think about it, I probably could have done that, but I think anyway, the way that I did it works, it's fine. Off of the kitchen area, you would notice that there are two doors leading somewhere. One leads into the utility room that in turn leads into the yoga studio, and the other of course leads into the main bedroom area, the master bedroom. But before we head over there, I wanted to focus in on the young girl's bedroom and the guest bedroom as well. I did the bathrooms and the walk-in closet off camera, as I guess I usually do. But as you can see anyway, the place here, the space in the setting, it's very neat, very organized, put together, because I mean, she only comes like twice on a weekend, and she spends some holidays and most of the summer with her father. So the room is very small, but it feels like her personality is here. There is headphones for her to listen to her music, etc. There is also a photo with her dad and her mom as well in there, and I did put up some of the little bits of art on the wall, and I imagine the person next to her bed there is the photo is one of a famous actress that she aspires to be like. She does have her little working area, her desk working area, and I like the kind of director's bench. I feel like the stool, I feel like it suits her personality as well, and it's something that they would put in there just to help make it seem like this is her, this is what she likes. Now this space is the guest bedroom, and again I said I feel like in hindsight it should have probably been like a dual workspace, because it is just like a guest bedroom. And I don't imagine too that June and Rowan gets into very many arguments. So if they do, it is resolved in a calming manner, in a very open and communicative way. Like they're very open and communicative with each other, which is, I mean, it's an ideal relationship, and they feel like soulmates. That was actually one of the things that popped up when I went in game to play test and stuff, make sure that everything was working fine, etc. They wanted, their soulmates, and they just wanted to be together. I'm doing the utility room, and this is where of course shoes and bags and coats, etc., everything is stored in this space. So yeah, it's just a utility space. Now we're moving on to Rowan's studio. I was not sure exactly what I wanted to do, guys. I was not sure. I did not know what it is exactly I wanted to do with this space and how to make it work. I have never been to I did once, but I was like so long ago, guys. I was 19. That's like over 20 years ago. And I wasn't sure exactly, so I did look for some inspiration online, and I figured because this is something that is just being done from his home, it doesn't need to look exactly like a yoga studio. It doesn't need to be overstuffed with everything else. I figured some inspirational and motivational wall art would be fine. There's a mini cooler or rather mini fridge where there are cold drinks on sale, and of course because he is very mindful, etc., I imagine that there is a drink tray that sells, like he does like cane juice, as a refresher either after you exercise or after you do your workout, but then also to before you start your mindful exercises in the back. So I did put down an instructor mat as well as 5 regular yoga mats, and I'm hoping I didn't get to test that out, but it should be working fine. I'm hoping that it works fine. I did put in some barbells and stuff as well, because I imagine that he keeps up with his fitness and physical strength in other ways as well, but he has a very lean and muscular form, and yeah, so he does have a very lean and muscular. Does that make sense? Rather, you know what I mean, guys. He does have the definition. Moving on into the bedroom, but first I wanted to started off to enclose the backyard. I don't know why I'm stumbling. I'm always stumbling when I get towards the end of my videos, and I don't know why that is. It's so very annoying. The master bedroom is very simple. It is their calming space. It is a relaxation space. They don't spend too much time in here, unless of course it is to sleep. So I just put in a bed, some of the nightly activities, as in their reading stuff. One of them, I can't remember who, has a glass of water next to the bed at all times. Because they don't want to have to get up and go to the kitchen, so they do that. And then I did put in a selection of June's favorite candles, of favorite scented candles, in there as well. Now the backyard, I wanted it to look like they were in the process of doing a barbecue, so there are some very nice pre-made barbecue food items from cow build that I got and I put out on display. You guys will see I do it shortly. The outdoor seating also is very, very calming, relaxing, and it faces a nice backyard space. I did put in the backyard dragonflies for during the day and fireflies for the night, and I imagine that was a deliberate choice by Rowan and June, that they would get plants that would attract that type of insect life. I wish we had like butterfly options as well. I think that would have added so much to it, but that's fair, that's fine. So I did corn, asparagus, chicken, and skewers, beef skewers. I was thinking of maybe having Rowan as a vegetarian or vegan, but I decided against it. But I feel like they only do like organic stuff and grass-fed stuff, very clean eating kind of feel. But perhaps maybe the daughter is probably vegan, I imagine. So on days when she comes over, the weekends rather, she comes over, they just use it as their time for them to do vegetarian meals, or rather vegan meals only, just to show their support. And I mean, it's not too much of a hardship for them. So I'm going around, as you can see there, I just added the basement, and I'm going around in the backyard, just placing the greenery just to make it flow the way that I want it to flow. Oh, I also placed the hammock. I completely forgot that I had put this out there. So I placed the hammock. I imagine either one of them come out every once in a while just to relax and take it easy, take a snooze in the hammock, particularly on very hot days. Imagine there's a very cool breeze coming through, especially with the canal right behind them. I also meant to include some sunning chairs, so I imagine there is space enough that I can add it, so I have to add that in as well before, of course, I upload it up into the gallery. Well, not the gallery, I'm going to put it on my coffee page for download. We're approaching the end of the video. Like I said, I did not do the basement on camera, however I did take a photo of it, and I will be placing it in the screenshots towards the end of the video. I hope this was something that you guys enjoyed, and I noticed that I'm not exactly speaking the way that I normally do, but eventually that will change. I'm trying to get back into doing the long form videos instead of like 7 to 10 minute videos, so it's it's taking me a little bit of time to get back into that flow. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. I will see you again in the next video. Bye.